Good morning, everyone.
In 1 kilometer, keep right to 72 Avenue.
Just leaving Langley here. We're on Highway 10 right now. On Highway 1 here momentarily. It's 11 o'clock. Past 11 o'clock, but I got on site at 7. Took 4 hours to get unloaded and reloaded. But I was expecting it. This location is usually fairly slow. It's a big mix-mash load.
Keep right to 72 Avenue.
It's a fully tarped load. Well, I'm using 4 tarps, so I've tarped everything, but on top of the tarps, there's some tanks as well.
Continue on the road.
Nice light load. The back trailer's got insulation. Front trailer has 1 layer of drywall and then 2 pallets of, cement mix and plaster mix stuff like that. Go all hardware store stuff. And then big septic tanks on top. Maybe I'll show you guys the load a little further down the road when I do a load secure or a brake check or something. Remind me to do that. Don't need a merge here right away, so I can just stay in this lane. Should make decent time. We're headed over quite a few passes. So we've got to go through Manning Park. So what's that? Allison Pass and Sunday Pass. And then Richer Pass into Osoyoos. Anarchist out of Osoyoos. And then E-Holt into Grand Forks, and then Paulson into Castlegar. Then we'll have to decide if we want to take the Bombi or go around the Bombi. And then we have to take the Kootenay Pass. It's quite a few passes. It's one of those, all the worst passes we can think of, we're taking them. Other than, well, there's the other ones, but all the worst passes on Highway 3, we're taking them. Snowing like crazy in Manning Park yesterday. It's pretty slippery going through there. Didn't record video yesterday because I had yesterday off for the most part. I just drove the lot. Just in the evening, it was dark already by the time I started driving. It was a really light load, just empty pallets. So I made some really good time coming this way. It was about 4 hours of drive time. See if we can time it out so we can merge in front of this truck. merging in from the third lane. Always so irritating when there's an RCMP officer on the road. Everybody drives below the speed limit. I'm like, you can still do the speed limit. Looks like it's going to be a good day down here anyway. We'll see what the passes are like. I got a feeling today's video is going to be one of those that I have to do a bunch of editing. Yeah, let's slow her down. Let him merge on. Not quite sure what he was thinking, but I feel like being generous today, so we'll let him in. Not too terrible traffic. We're leaving at a time of day where it's traffic has been reduced. I don't know, do I merge back or do I just stay on this side? I guess I'll merge back. If they seem to be going the same pace I am. Of course, I see brake lights. Yep. Something about a truck going into the ditch. To keep that quiet because the radio between Vancouver and Hope can get quite vulgar. Highway 1 period is not a great place to have your radio on. Not sure what you're doing. Half lane change. Definitely Highway 1 is the big rig highway. A lot of rigs on here. What mountain is that again? Oh boy. Huh. It's in the US. It's Washington Mountain, but for the life of me I can't remember the... Someone just did a U-turn? Get... Not only did they just do a U-turn, they took the no entrance sign with them. Doing the U-turn, they took the no U-turn sign with them. That's like instant karma right there. Good luck getting that wedged from underneath the car. That's wedged in there. That was pretty funny. That was just bizarre. It's not Mount Rainier. Adams? Mount Adams? For the life of me, I can't remember if that's correct or not. Because Mount Rainier is further south. I'm sure I'll remember it tomorrow all of a sudden. And everybody always tells me, hey, that's Mount Rainier. It's like, no, it's not. Mount Rainier is a lot further south. Mount Adams doesn't sound right either. There's a Mount Adams, but I don't think this is it. Funny how the brain won't recall a certain name. Yeah, that mountain's got glaciers on top of it year round. It's a huge mountain, even though it just looks like a tiny little dot for you guys above the road. Keep rolling down the road. Just approaching Abbotsford here. I guess we're probably in Abbotsford already. tow truck will slow right down. No, it's not a tow truck. I think he's just collecting debris, or maybe he's cleaning signs, I'm not sure. Where'd the mountain go? Way down there. Just from certain vantage points you get a good view of that mountain. Quite windy out here. I'm getting pushed all over the place. Yeah, these flags don't say. It's weird. Look, their flags are flapping different directions. That is bizarre that they're going different directions, and definitely getting gusty wind. That's probably why I'm getting pushed so much. Getting pushed all around. Figure it out, car? Yes, yes you are. Good, good. Anyway, let's see what the roads are down the road. Past Chilliwack and Hope. Right now I don't see any clouds, so even if the roads are slippery in Manning Park, but hopefully they're not too wet and gross, but I got a feeling the roads up there are going to be pretty mucky. I've got washer fluid. Navigating our first pass, Allison Pass. Manning Park, Highway 3. Oh, here's that 40-kilometer corner again. We stopped last time to have was a lunch. At that pullout, nice little pullout. Try not to sneeze. Yeah, it was snowing like crazy up here yesterday coming through. Looks pretty good right now down here. Let's see as we get to the top. Slowing down uphill around the corner. Usually I'm moving so slow I don't need to slow down. these couple corners here are rollover corners because you'll see we go into a straightaway after this, and big rig's coming down that straightaway at 100 kilometers per hour. Don't realize I have to slow down to half the speed for these corners. So they make it through the first couple of corners here where you're down to 70 and they're like, yeah, I'm doing this pretty good. And then they hit those 50 S-curves and roll right over. So first you swerve one way, all the way shifts that way, and then you swerve the other way and all the way shifts back, and over you go. And you can come down this at 100 kilometers per hour, but start slowing down a little earlier so that you have no problem hitting 70 for the 70 and 50 for the 50. Sure, I'm going to lose speed here as I get further up this road. Probably enough speed to put four-way flashers on. We'll see. I am pretty light, but some steeper sections here, I'm sure I'm going to lose more speed. Right now I'm doing 89. It's as fast as she'll go right now. Rule of thumb I use, if you're going 20 kilometers below the speed limit, it'd be a good idea to turn four-way flashers on. I guess in miles it'd be 15 miles. If you're going 15 miles below the speed limit, it'd be a good idea to turn your four-way flashers on. If someone is going at full speed, 20 kilometers per hour, that's quite a quick closing rate. You need to be warned about that. Having said that, certain states in the US, you're not allowed to use your four-way flashers for certain things, so. I'm going a little bit faster again, but I'll just keep them on because there's more steep sections coming. I'm starting to lose speed again. No cell service up here, no radio stations up here. I don't have Sirius XM in this truck. I will in my new truck. I just figure what's the point of getting it in here if I'm getting rid of the truck soon anyway. And then I kept it a year longer than I thought I was keeping it, but whatever. I honestly think we shouldn't lease trucks more than 3 years. I guess it depends what kind of driver you'll be putting in it. Because in 3 years I'm going to put 500,000 kilometers, mountain kilometers, slow speed mountain kilometers, Super B miles on the truck. Those are rough kilometers. I know this is technically a 4-lane here, or at least a 3-lane, but I think right now it's just a 2-lane. Keep eyes on the mirror just in case someone does want to pass. Into the sun for a second. Blinding sun. Don't think there's a point of pulling out sunglasses because we'll be turning here soon. Trees are definitely beautiful. It looks like most of the snow is melted. It's still just wet over here, so. Temperature is -1 up here. Clouds up in the sky up here. For the most part, it's 99% sunny blue sky. Slowly catching up with us. See if we can leave them enough room. Here we go. I believe this is the top. Pass summit, 1342 meters. One summit down, bunch to go. think they're using a front end loader here. There it is. There he is. They're just using a front end loader to push the snow further away. Yep. Basically, he's going until his front wheel drops off the shoulder, and then they back up in that way. There's some room to push snow over again. There's a little bit of compact snow here. Onward to the next pass. Starting to dry out. Much drier here. Sunday sunlit. 1282. No fresh snow up here. Kilometers an hour here. Drives me a little bit nuts because you could only be doing 100 on this highway. They switched it to 90 for 1 year, I think, and then they went back to 80 because the 90 increased the accidents. I think they just need to put variable speed limit. The weather's perfect, 100 kilometers. When the weather is compact snow, slow her down to 80. Right up here. Back into the no cloud scenario. Way off to the side, maybe. A few clouds here and there. Lights come on again. Just driving through Manning Park with all the wet done something to the ABS sensor. Something's going wonky there. Recently it's been clicking on pretty easily. And then when I stop for a brake check, turn the engine off, start going again, it's gone for sometimes most of the day, sometimes a whole day, and then it seems when I'm running light or running empty, you get some good bumps. The ABS sensor gets tripped somehow. I love the veins of different rock here at an angle. If the speed limit is faster, 100, people come into these corners too fast, maybe. This time of year, really all times of year, but this time of year is avalanche season, so you never know when you're coming around the corner what you're going to actually have around the corner. You guys ready to slam on the brakes and stop right after a sharp corner. You should always be thinking of, I'm going to assume there's a road around this corner, but what if there is no road around this corner? right hand side, poking through the trees here and there, you'll see a lot of mining going on there. Very active mine. I'm not sure what they mine the most there, but definitely copper and zinc and stuff like that. I'm sure they get some gold out of there too. It's like an open pit mine, except they're moving mountains. Before I do my brake check, I'm going to jump out of the truck and show you my load. Just don't want to forget to do that. Headed to the coast. Very strange. Very strange. Loader here, making room. I know winter's not over. All right. Change on duty. On duty. Sometimes it's so slow, it's aggravating. Please go on duty. Oh, there we go. On duty. Okay, brake check. Yes. All right. Was I not wearing the microphone? Perhaps you guys had a hard time hearing me there. Whoop. Yes, the truck needs a wash. So the bottom layer here is gypsum drywall, and then we have 2 pallets on the top. And then my tanks. And on the back, it's just drywall, or insulation. Bags of insulation. And then the green tarp you'll see down there is my steel tarp. It's my longer steel tarp. It has really small side curtains. It doesn't hang much lower than about there, and I figured that'd be better to use for the small load down here. Anyway, I'll continue down the road after I do this brake check. Put you guys down. I'll try to remember to put my microphone on next time. Climbing one more pass here. I'm sure I mispronounced it earlier. It's Richter Pass. Richter. For some reason I always call it Richter. It's Richter. So we're working on climbing Richter. Quite breezy out here. At least it feels like it in the truck. It's warm though, it's +5. And you can tell there's not a lot of snow here. I love these cattle fences here, just made out of tires. It's a lot of big rig tires, mostly big rig tires anyway. So I bet you the farmer worked in a tire shop, or his family members that worked in a tire shop. Some tractor tires there as well. Case 4x4 tractor sitting there. If I'm not wrong, I believe that's the one that could crab walk sideways across the field to make less compaction on the field. I hope this weather stays like this. We really want to go out and make a bonfire on the weekend. over here, there's a road that goes to the left-hand side. It goes to the top of Mount Kobo. Beautiful, beautiful lookout. If you're ever in this area, stop and spend the time. Take your time driving up. Probably be 45 minutes to an hour to drive to the top. It's a fairly rough road, but any car can drive up there. We've driven a Mustang up there. Anybody can drive to the top, and then it's probably a 1.5 kilometer hike to the top of the summit. Not terribly aggressive climb. A couple of spots are a little steeper, but not nice trails. Just such beautiful lookout. As some of the snow starts melting, we might quad back up there before the snow all melts. That's why I put the tracks on the quad. I'm not a huge fan of running in the soft powder with the quad. It doesn't get stuck too often. I can outdo snowmobiles in certain snow, but it's a lot more fun when the snow is a little more compacted and you can just run right on top of it. Heck, quads can run on top of it with just tires on, and when it comes closer to spring. Awfully tempting to go park my truck and trailer down that road and quad up there and have our bonfire up there, but it is a park, so pretty sure fires are probably not allowed. There we go. It's downhill to Osoyoos now. The other thing, if you're coming through here, stop at Spotted Lake and take a look. Some days it looks more beautiful than other days. Different times of year, different years are very different. Last year it never dried out enough for the spots to really dry, just pools in the spots. But the lake is on our right hand side over here. Small little lake. And we're not allowed to walk down to it, but you can see it from up here. There's a little pullout up here where the gate is over here. I can't see any real spots because it's iced over, but park at that gate there. You can get 2 or 3 vehicles in there. I always think that's the most beautiful, that lake. Usually late summer, fall is when that lake is at its premium. But not always. Spring can be beautiful too. If you want to know more about Spotted Lake or see more pictures of Spotted Lake, go to my playlist where I flew the I'm not even sure what the playlist is called, but it's my quadcopter DJI Phantom quadcopter videos. There's a playlist in there. That playlist is a good video of Spotted Lake. In fact, I sold the video to TV show called Strange Weather. Now we have to go climb the other side. Osoyoos, one of the warmest places in Canada. Vineyards everywhere. So some farmers working on the vines right now. I don't know if they're cropping or what you would be doing in the vineyard this time of year, but I've seen a couple of wineries where there's people working in the fields. Lots of fruit stands. Well, Carameus has a lot of fruit stands. Osoyoos to Oliver, lots of fruit stands. Some fruit stands, Penticton, Kelowna, Vernon, but mostly between, I'd say, if you did a triangle between Carameus, Osoyoos, and Oliver, that's where all the fruit stands are. That red bison there's got his four-way flashers on for some reason. Bit of an aggressive move there. Hey, I know that driver. must have parked at the Husky up there and walking down here to A&W or something to grab, or Timmy's or McDonald's. Either way, going for a walk and getting a snack of some type. I guess the Timmy's is down here.
In 400 meters, turn right on Crow's Nest Highway.
Crow's Nest Highway.
Right on Crow's Nest Highway.
Always watch out for those backup lights popping up everywhere. No, I see some tourist plates. Seen some Alberta plates, some Manitoba plates. So this is definitely a tourist destination. Especially if you're from Manitoba. You're coming here and going t-shirt and shorts weather, going from -20 to +5. This lake does stretch into the U.S., so you got to be careful when boating on it, not to cross the international border. That could get you in some trouble. I'm sure some tourists get caught off guard by that and get stopped by the Border Patrol. Oh, more Manitoba plates. I wonder how to deal with that. I'm sure they've got a Border Patrol boat there, because in high tourist season that might happen quite frequently where people cross the border by accident. He's got some firewood in the back of his truck. I need some firewood. I'm sure we have enough, but I want to gather some more. Always like having more than I'll ever need. More Manitoba plates. Manitobans are out. The climb up Anarchist starts here. I see a Super B chip truck up there pulling. Likely we'll catch up with them eventually. We are fairly light. I need 4-way flashers. More clouds this way. Still mostly blue, but more clouds this way. Every time the sun shines into the cab, I always feel so hot. But then, as soon as we turn out of the sun, it cools off. Yeah, it says +6 now. Oh yeah, the Super B's only making the corner up there. We'll definitely catch up with them. Hopefully in a passing zone. That's always a strange thing here in the Okanagan. You see all these pickups with snowmobiles on the back, and it's like, where is the snow? There's no snow here. Don't worry, half an hour drive up any side of the hill, there's snow up there, so you can go kayaking and snowmobiling the same day, or kayaking and skiing the same day. No big deal. Parasailing. Put your wetsuit on and go parasailing on the windy beach. Or go skiing in the morning, and then as the wind picks up in the evening, go parasailing on the beach in Penticton. Coming through. That's one thing over here. Hay comes into the Okanagan, into Smilkameen Valley all year round. There's our Super Bee. Ah, it's a Sutco Super Bee. If you notice, the rear trailer is actually longer than the front trailer on those chip trucks. They have the super stretch trailers on those. And they're just a little bit longer than our trailers. And when you run those long trailers, I wouldn't be able to haul those trailers with this truck because my sleeper takes up too much space and I'd be over length. So those trailers can only be run by a day cab. Beautiful viewpoint up here, so if you're ever in the Soyuz, make this climb up Anarchist. Right up here is a very tight paperclip turn. Nice little pull-out. Get a couple of cars in there. You guys can't see the viewpoint really because we're driving into the sun, but it's gorgeous viewpoint of the valley and the lake. After that viewpoint, if you need to do a U-turn, just come up here, go into the left lane, and just pull into the pullout over here. It's another viewpoint, just not as good as the one on the paperclip turn. But if you're westbound, you have to stop here. You can't stop on the other one. This passing lane ends here pretty quick. It's also fairly narrow. So we're going to be riding right on the yellow line. Yeah, he's a Penticton-based driver too. I've seen him a couple times. Anyway, on to the next pass. I mean, this one still keeps climbing for a while, but the interesting part is done, in my opinion. Next pass is Eholt. It's a small pass. Eholt's a pretty small pass. Never had a chain up there yet. I've seen guys with chains. I've seen guys spin out. Not very often. Very rarely. So far, I've been lucky. Having said that, I have run with chains over Eholt, only because it was that type of day you chained up on the pulse and you just keep them on and drive right through Christina Lake to Grand Forks and Eholt. Just keep the chains on. You just don't bother taking them off until the snow stops. See, the sun's starting to set already. is it? It's almost 5. Which means I should make some supper somewhere. I'm trying to think where and when. Right now we're on the E-Holt. Right near the summit, almost to the top. Not a very big pass, you can cruise over this. If I stop in Christina Lake, throw some stuff in the toaster oven, by the time I'm at the brake check, food should be ready. And then I can take a... I've already used up all my off-duty time. I used my off-duty time when we were loading. There was this dead spot where we're waiting for tanks to arrive. There's a lot of sitting around doing nothing when we're loading, so I left the truck and did my own thing for a while. So I've used up my off-duty time there. Yeah, if I could take a 15-minute break on top of Paulson, that'd be nice. Have supper up there. Restroom. Not gonna do much resting in that room. There are a few restrooms that are absolutely disgusting. That's one of them. In the summer, at least. I don't know how it is in the winter, but for some reason that one is pretty nasty. Not as bad as the one at the Kamloops brake check. I think that's the worst one. A restroom that busy should be cleaned on a daily basis. No fresh snow up here either. Road's been good. Still not very many clouds in the sky. It's kind of nice. So after E-Holt here, we've got Paulson, Bombay, and the big one, Kootenay Pass left to go. I haven't lost any time on the GPS, so I'm thinking my fuel stop and everything. I should get to Creston about 10 p.m. and then I have to get up at 7 a.m. Where am I going to sleep? Gotta think that one through. Either at the grocery store or at the hotel. If I get there early enough to do some grocery shopping, I'll go to a grocery store. I think they close at 10 though, so if I get there before 10, maybe I'll not do a fuel stop until after. Maybe do the fuel stop tomorrow morning. Might be an option. I'll have to look at my fuel situation as we get there. DEF is at half a tank. The last place I can get DEF is in Salmo. cooling off here in the shade. 0 degrees, but it feels cooler. Yeah, now that Jess came with us for 3 weeks, it's like, I miss her already. And she's taken 2 weeks off. It's like, that's too long. I don't know if I could be a long haul trucker if Jess had her own job. Well, you know what, maybe I would, but I wouldn't work as much. I would say, hey, I want to be home early on Friday, or I want not to leave until Monday morning, right? So I have 2 full days off. Like right now, I get home Friday afternoon at best case, sometimes Friday late evening, and then I have all of Saturday off, and then often on Sunday by 3 p.m. I'm back on the road, so I really have 2.5 days off on my weekends. I think if Jess had her own job, it'd be a full 2 days off. At least. Maybe even a little bit more on some days. Or maybe once a month have a 3-day weekend or something like that. And I don't care about the money, but the company still wants the truck to be making miles, right? So you got to do give and take there. Right now it's all give for me. I love running this many hours, so once I no longer love running this much, I'll have to change that. But I'll give her a call here once we get down into Grand Forks. Couple of miles of cell service. That's the thing here when running Highway 3. You've got cell service from Vancouver to Hope and then nothing until you get close to Princeton, and you only have cell service for a few miles there in Princeton. And then once you get to Caramias, you've got cell service from Caramias pretty much all the way down to the border. And then you lose it over Richer, but you get it back in Osoyoos. But as soon as you climb Anarchist, cell service can come in and out. But from Caramias to Midway, you've got cell service on and off. You cut out every now and then, but you could be on the phone most of that way. And then no cell service over Eholt here. No cell service over Paulson. No cell service over Kootenai Pass. There's a lot of no cell service. Most of the time you're out of cell service. I'd say you've got cell service maybe 15-20% of the time when you're running between Midway and Creston. That's where a satellite phone would come in handy, but those things are way too expensive. It feels so good running a load that is so well balanced and low center of gravity. Like, most of my weight is on my drives, with the drywall being up front and then the 2 pallets on top of the plaster and cement mix bags. all the weight is on my drives, and even that isn't super heavy, but the weight that I do have is on my drives. It just feels really comfortable and a fun ride. I guess it's starting to get dark. We're just starting to climb the Paulson here. Making good time. I've got some pizza in the toaster oven. We've got quite a few passes in this video. I've got 2 more passes to do after this one here. So we got Paulson, so I'm just starting now. And then we've got the Bombi, and then Kootenai Pass. I'll take the Bombi today, I'm pretty sure. Looking on the Drive BC, not BCA, Drive BC webcam, I looked like it was decent. And with this light load, I should make much better time over the top of Bombi than going around. If you got one of those max weight Super B loads, it makes more sense going around through Nelson, but light load, I think I'll go over the Bombi today. But no point in shooting those because it's going to be dark. It's going to be dark here too soon. A good day. It's been a good day. Talked to Jess on the phone between Grand Forks and Christina Lake. Hammer down, minivan, or is it just a full-size van? Hammer down. We're kind of hesitating. It's like, I know it said the lane's passing or is ending, but you've got time. If you're moving a lot faster than me, you got more time. If you're moving same speed as me, no, don't pass. So I just set this toaster oven to 200 Fahrenheit. And then put it on for 20 minutes. It's like, it won't overheat. It might make the, it won't take me 20 minutes to get to the summit anyway, but it'll get pizza nice and warm, and then once I stop, I'll crank it up and just melt the cheese on top. Might make the crust nice and crunchy, and I love it crunchy that way, so. Have my supper at the top of Paulson. How many hours of drive? I've got about 3 hours driving left. So I'm still thinking 9:30. I still have half a tank of fuel, so and half a tank of DEF. I don't think I need either, since I already know the plan is for me to come over Kootenai Pass tomorrow morning with a load from Christina or from Creston to Fruitvale. I think Fruitvale reload. So I'm coming back this way. So I think I don't have to fuel up or get DEF today. I might end up getting fuel in Creston, but they don't have DEF there. But I'm still at half a tank of DEF. DEF can last 3 or 4 days, depending on how much driving you do. Basically, as a rule, I try to fill up DEF every other time I fill up diesel, but I don't need to. I didn't fill up this last time because I was in a rush. They had DEF, but I didn't fill it. I wanted to really make it to the destination. And good thing I did, because if I had arrived today morning 1 minute later than I did, I would have been stuck getting reloaded a lot longer. So not even a minute, 30 seconds is the difference. But I beat the other empty truck. Of course, when I left, there was 2 more trucks sitting there. So there's actually 4 of us. As I was leaving, there were 4 of us. And in between, there were some small trucks, just flatbed, single trucks, no trailers. So I'm glad I didn't get the DEF yesterday, and I probably won't get it today. So probably tomorrow somewhere tomorrow I'll top off DEF. Really good today. It's just been fun. No stress, just a relaxing drive. think I would leave it there as a yawn. That's another problem. I couldn't fall asleep last night, so it's a good thing I'm going to arrive here a little early today, so I'll have 2 hours of spare time tonight. Even though I'm going to arrive at 9:30ish in BC time. I guess that's BC too, Creston, but time zone's weird there. I'm actually changing time zones, so it'll be 8:30 for me, and I'll have to get up at 7 in the morning their time, so it'll be 6 in the morning for me, so I should have lots of sleep. As long as I could fall asleep today. I should, being a little more tired than yesterday. Because on the weekend I was going to bed so much later, it was hard to go to bed early. But anyway, huge thanks to you guys for watching. Love all the comments. I love that we're over 20% subscribers. That's huge. Let's keep that number going up. I think we're actually at 21% subscribers now, so absolutely awesome. That's a good number. That is pretty big. That is pretty awesome. So yeah, thanks guys. Keep rocking it. Keep asking questions, comments, your point of views, anything. Comment. Love reading them all. Absolutely love it. Adios. No, I don't know why I say adios. I'm not Spanish at all. I don't know a word of Spanish. Okay, I might know 2 or 3 words in Spanish. Right, I was hanging up. Still almost cloudless sky. It's beautiful.